have to take this off. Otherwise my voice will be not clear. Once the opening prayer is done, then you can close my. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. If you have our prayer book in DMC, it's page 8. Otherwise, Short Refuge, wrote by the great Adisha. One's Tibetan, one's English. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, most excellent, I took refuge until enlightenment retreat. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for all sentient beings. Sentient beings, boundless as sky, have happiness in the cause of the happiness. May they be liberated from suffering in the cause of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest of equanimity, free from attachment to virtue. The short mandala, please, if you have the text, short mandala.
Lama Sonamla, can you please raise your volume?
Sure. I will holding the microphone. So now, please, the short mandala. Anybody have the short mandala? And we have the prayer book, the 28. I'm not sure the same page. Sashipushi, whoever there. Okay, thank you.
The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the four continents, the sun and the moon. As a Buddha field I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha field. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer the outer, inner, and secret offerings with my body wealth and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratita Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles in their combination, according to the disposition and likewise the mental capacity of all sentient beings.
Sarve, yeah, that's it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lama Sonam, here resident teacher in DMC, Boston. And so our dear founder of the GONGCHIK tradition or teaching in the United States, my great teacher and His Eminence KHENCHEN Rinpoche. Most in our followers, they know who he is. Just in case if there are new students, so KHENCHEN Rinpoche is the founder of all the majority in the Dugong Center in the United States. So far, we have more than 30 centers in the different states. The Rinpoche hard working to translate all the sadhanas and the teachings in many years, 30 to 40 years. Now many there are followers, the base or seed of the Rinpoche plan. And also there are many teachings we have choice, but Rinpoche is the sort of focus of the Lord Jigten Songkhon's teaching, the GONGCHIK. So Rinpoche, wherever he goes from the United States or maybe Asia, any part of the place, people know Rinpoche will teaching in the GONGCHIKs. For example, the Dumang Rinpoche or his great master, or he will explain many recitations and meditations and Garchen Rinpoche focus the Bodhicitta, etc. So everyone is carrying the specialized. So Rinpoche give for us and the past for decades, and also we're so fortunate. Rinpoche is very easy inviting the small center, because Rinpoche when come. So Rinpoche is the teacher. Rinpoche is the attendant, Rinpoche is the translator, one of the everything, very convenient to inviting every center. So we appreciate. So ours and DMC center also Rinpoche established early 1980s. They are very devoted students, small group, such as here Mary, and she's beginning to and continue, and also somewhere other sanghas like Jim Dean, Alexis, some also other our sanghas here. So those people can help here. Some pass away, and some here also continue. So we appreciate Rinpoche coming, and usually you need to rest, relaxing, because we not say Rinpoche is old, but you teaching for many years, but we never give for rest for hands up. He kindly accept teaching many places. Thank you so much, Rinpoche. Long life.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Now is a continuation of the GONGCHIK teaching from last weekend in Dukung Dharma Surya Center. Now here we have in the Dukung Meditation Center. So the last weekend I have touched basic the nature of the Buddha's teaching, what is for everybody, not just for only for Buddhists, but those who desire to have peace and happiness, those who desire to free from suffering. That is the all kind of universal kind of subject or context we pay attention. With religion or without religion, anybody in the world, for this life or for today or for next life, whatever you believe or got the understanding, everything is based on this, making everyone effort, working hard, they try their best how to free from suffering and how to have peace and happiness. There's two types you see, physically and mentally. So physically, peace and happiness, mentally, peace and happiness. But in the world, we pay more importance on the physical than the mental, because physical is obvious, you can see it, you can touch, you see, you can smell, you can taste, all this. Because of that, we pay more attention on the physical side than the mental. But in reality, you see, the mental is more profound, more complex, or more sophisticated. But the mind, as the other day I mentioned, you cannot see the mind, you cannot touch the mind, you cannot say, relate, you should say, not relate, I shouldn't say relate, but this, you cannot smell the mind, you cannot also hear the mind, so forth. So is the, now to heal the physical sickness, those we need that medicine, whatever medicines the Western medicine will call, or homeopathic medicine, Oriental medicine, all whatever you call, all those medicines we use for physical healing make better. But to heal the mind, we need the Dharma. Dharma is the direct, a cause to heal the mind. Of course, we have to know about it. Without knowing, we don't know how to heal the mind. So Buddha taught these teachings, as I mentioned last weekend. Buddha taught these wisdom, compassion, over 2,565 so over, taught. But the teaching itself, without any affiliation, the culture of the country, the Four Noble Truth, that what the Buddha taught, is still so relevant, still so fresh. It's relevant for everybody. If we pay attention, Buddhist or non-Buddhist, the mind is because, at that time, at the time of Buddha, this, the cause of suffering, and the suffering is still we are facing today in this 21st century, So it is worthwhile to pay attention to these teachings of the Buddhist wisdom. So as mentioned, Buddha is not just not just a spiritual teacher. Buddha is the master of all the knowledge that we have. Nowadays, you see, as maybe last time I mentioned, there are 5 different basic subjects that we pay attention. The medicine, the engineering, the art, engineering, and then the language, and the investigation, scrutinizing the validity, and then the inner mind. So these 5 topics that Buddha put so much emphasis to understand. So it's not just a religion, it's related to the livelihood of every individuals. And there are so many sentient beings in the world, as we can see. Right now we can see human beings. There are so many different types of human beings in the world. There are 5 continents in the world. So each different continent has the different types of human beings. In relation to this, there are so many different cultures we have. Also animals, you see, within the animals, this includes sea mammals, the animals in the ocean, like fish, shrimp, all the crocodiles. Then in the sentient beings in the oceans are majority. Then on the land, you see the deer, tiger, the lions, so forth. There are so many small insects, birds. This all, we all desire for peace and happiness. None of these they desire for suffering. We share this experience, this feeling. It's a universal reality. But human being has a bigger brain, more understanding. The mind is more complex. So because of that, the human being have such a powerful kind of mentality. Nowadays called psychology, neurosis, all this you can see, the brain. And because that, this modern technologies, science fictions, all the classical, the artificial intelligence, these are done by the mind, they are not coming from outer somewhere, We created, then we're surprised, We don't realize how much we create, we keep creating things, and then once you become successful to create on. As last time I mentioned the KONCHOG, Buddha taught at that time complete Buddha's teaching, one individual to free from suffering and achieve the ultimate peace and happiness, which is called Buddhahood or enlightenment. There are many degrees of the enlightenment. So Buddhahood is the optimal, the absolute, the enlightenment. What means to reveal all the reality nature of the mind. Mind is through these teachings maximized, totally, see it. There's nothing is hidden within that. So that what Buddha taught in a complete way, as I mentioned at the time of Buddha, when he attained enlightenment in Bodh Gaya, he went through great hardship, for 6 years on all this. So I no need to repeat again. But at that time, when he attained the complete enlightenment, then what he said was, I actualize or achieve such undefiled ambrosia, which is so profound and total peace and free from elaboration, and it's luminosity. It's not just mere empty, it's luminosity. From within emptiness manifests everything, and then that nature itself is uncompounded. That's what Buddha taught, So that's our optimal goal to actualize. When you study, practice Dharma, that's our goal to achieve. So now, to that, Buddha began teachings with the Four Noble Truths, because right at the beginning, if Buddha teach everything is emptiness, then nobody can understand about that, what it's about, because we are grasping, fixated. Our mind is so grasping ourself, myself, I, and then all what we see is real. You can eat the food, real food. You can see things form, real form. You see, you hear the sound, smell, odor, and taste, food, touch. All this so real and so fixated and entangled within that we are. And within such kind of condition, if Buddha says everything's empty, it doesn't make sense, because it contradicts your own experience and what is talking about. So first, we want to free from suffering. We have to understand what suffering is about. We know that when there's physical suffering, mental suffering, this is suffering, but it's deeper than that. They are called suffering, suffering of change, and the suffering of condition, or called pervasive suffering. So we have to understand these different layers of the suffering, from obvious suffering to the underneath, the potential of the suffering. We have to understand all this step by step. And then that suffering we're experiencing is not manifest without cause. or from wrong cause, from incomplete cause. No, it is exactly what kind of cause we have created. From that it manifests the suffering, that what we don't desire. So this is very important. It's not just a Buddhist belief. Sometimes we say Buddhists believe this and that, but in reality, Buddha's teaching is everything is causality. Everything functions in the cause, and result. That what we're facing, the result is manifest from the cause. We do have that understanding generally, like the science, the scientists, they're investigating all what we should do, what you should get, where so that is focus like business, to become a successful business, how we have to create such kind of business, or politics, to have a good policy which to bring a real good life in the country, what kind of policy we should have. That's our politics, It's all designed about that causes and condition. Directly or indirectly, everybody have to relate with the karma, the cause, Sometimes we say Buddhists believe karma is something like a belief system, is something like a culture, but in reality, it is the what we have done, what we should do. All this, our life is a product of our own action, our physical and mental action. From that action, then it becomes a cause to manifest the result. But we don't realize what the cause of that, because of we are ignorant in the cause, that as a result, the suffering manifests without choice, one after another. So you see, so that all choice, the choice is that we should understand how the mind is important. So there's a mind, unenlightened mind, and enlightened mind. Unenlightened mind, within that you see the three portions. I think everybody knows that, the ignorance, confusion, and then the attachment, or desire, and then the aversion, the anger, and these things. These three called three portions. There are they themselves are the non-virtue, and they are the real which manufacturing all the causes of our suffering, physically and mentally, individually, into society. For just example, like war, starting war is out of ignorance, due to greed, due to anger, due to resentment. Then we start a war. And then when you make war, both are loser. No one gains. No one have peace and happiness. The person who start the war has also a lot of suffering, have to pay the lot of price, you see, and the other ones also they are suffering. So both are only suffering, nothing but suffering. Even you win the war, still the suffering. For centuries, there's a suffering. You have to see that. So, from the enlightened mind, then you see these mental afflictions. They are our real enemy. The enlightened mind can see our real enemy is these mental afflictions. So this Only Dharma can teach us. No scientist can teach us. No, scientists can invent many things, but they will not teach us these three portions are the root cause of suffering, because they don't know. It's not that they don't teach, but they don't have that wisdom to see that. So you need such a critical insight to see that reality nature, So this is universal. So this is not a religion, but it's a special method for, special method calculating what are the cause of suffering, what are the cause for peace and happiness, and then making such a kind of, using that wisdom, how to eliminate the cause of suffering, mental afflictions. This, as I mentioned, three portions, and then how to develop love, compassion, bodhicitta, the mind of the enlightenment, bodhicitta. So these three are so important to bring the mind of the love, compassion, bodhicitta. And you see, every sentient being, as last time I mentioned, every sentient being has love and compassion. And there's special awareness in the mind, there is. But we are temporarily under the condition of the adventitious defilement. As long as this adventitious defilement, obscuration is there, then our clarity of mind is obscured. So that we need this wisdom, these teachings, how to dispel from the mind. To do this is not just a spiritual. Sometimes people think it's a spiritual. Oh, this is chanting mantra, this is a spiritual. It's not really spiritual. Or you can say it's a spiritual, but in reality, it's how to, practically how to apply, how to eliminate these cause of suffering, and how to apply these wisdoms, to increase, you see. So to do these practices, there's so many methods, you see. So a lot of those methods, sometimes we can say it's a Buddhist tradition. On that tradition, you can say, this is a meditation, this and that. You can use those terminologies. In reality, these all methods are direct way how to handle our, how to reduce the cause of suffering, and how to increase, multiply the cause for peace and happiness. That is known. So as Buddha taught this thoroughly, completely, so in the GONGCHIK, Lord Jigten Sumgun taught that. So Lord Jigten Sumgun taught directly, completely as Buddha taught. That's why the GONGCHIK is very important. It doesn't talk about so much tenet system. Otherwise, we are put so much emphasis on this belief that, this is there, where, this is these things. This all Buddha taught to step by step, like a child growing, first a baby, how much the baby can chew the food, eat, digest, slowly growing, teenage, then in the 20s, then digest all the gross food, So, but as a baby first born, cannot chew all this gross food, So that Buddha skillfully taught all this, and GONGCHIK taught that way. And it's universal, complete, because the Lord Jigten Sumgun himself achieved the Buddhahood, complete enlightenment, and fully comprehended all the Buddha's teaching, what Buddha taught. That's why this becomes very important. But also we individually should have a ability to communicate. If we don't have ability, mental capacity to comprehend these teachings, sometimes it can make a wrong interpretation. It's very possible. Some intellectual scholars, they refute it, They're refuted because they cannot comprehend. They have no capacity to capture the total, the complete nature of this enlightened state. So it's their mistake, their confusion, not the confusion of the KONCHOG, not the confusion of the Jigten Sungpan. So Jigten Sungpan teaching is the Buddha's teaching. So nothing is now kind of ignored. Every sentient beings are included, depending on their level. Some have very high capacity, powerful mind to digest great teachings. Some individuals, beginners, cannot digest. So the teachings taught according to their mental capacity, how they inclined, how their motivation is. Also this, so it's very important to have this kind of. In the KONCHOG there are 150 virtual statements. So last time I touched one virtual statement. So it's just, so here now, so maybe we should do this. As last time we have been doing this short Guru Yoga. So we said the prayers, and so okay, dedication prayers. So everyone is very important first to cultivate your mind. So our goal is not just have peace and happiness today or tomorrow or this life or next life, but our goal is to achieve complete enlightenment and for the benefit of all sentient beings. We have to do this for the benefit of sentient beings. In one way, there's no choice. If we're being very selfish, we can get nothing. We cannot get even a food, breakfast. Our life is so much depends on the others. Our peace and happiness is so much depends on others' support. So look at this, Those are very individual mind, selfish reason, and they suffer more. Those who have greater mind, open heart, generous mind, unconfined mind, you see, it's much better off for peace and happiness. So therefore, we have to understand this. So Milarepa said, which we'll talk this, said, all our peace and happiness, all our peace and happiness is come from others. And our thought our artistic thought for others' benefit is our own benefit. Such a great, profound, virtual statement, you see. This I mentioned last time as well, that you see, just mentioned like breakfast we're eating, It can involve so many others. The farmers who grow that in the farmland, they worked hard day and night, in the hot summer, raining, in the winter cold, like milk, those things, the cows, the goats, those involve so much that people around there are working and they produce this, and then agent brought those to the store, in the market. In the market, the people are working hard to prepare all this. And then we just go there to buy. If there's no product, what we should buy? There's nothing to buy. So our one bowl of the porridge involves so many people that what we enjoy. So this is not just a spiritual thing. This is not just a religious thing. This reality nature. Anywhere you go in the world, any country you go in the world, just look at this. So therefore, we have to have some kind of concern for others, at least in your mind. Purify our negative emotions, develop love and compassion to others. And when we develop love and compassion, who gets the benefit? The person who develops that. No one can take that away. If you have anger, hatred, desire in the mind, who suffers? The person who has that suffers. So we use some sense of reason with wisdom. Then we can really see. Because in this, I mentioned quite a few times, in this 21st century, the education is very appreciated. To develop the country, we need good education. Because of that, there are so many universities established. All these people, young people, they have to go to university, school, should understand reading, writing. Then there are a lot of professors, all this. So due to these mental education, then this is supposed to, that is, so should say, then the modern science, technologies, computer science, they call it, those things can, but these should be taught in the university with love and compassion, with the wisdom, not just to understand the technical things, how to fix and So in the society, what really brings peace and happiness, the fundamental cause is love and compassion. With love and compassion, then all the other technical things, science and technologies, then the communications, transportations, all those things can be very relevant for peace, happiness. If we don't have the kind of good responsibility with the love and compassion, they can become also a cause of suffering, because they are neither good nor bad. They're neutral. All these technologies are just neutral. It depends individuals who utilize this. So as you see, the mind is the universal background in the world. So we, those who understand, should take more responsibility how to share these skills, methods of love and compassion to others, and it will really help. So to do this, then there are a lot of things like meditation, chanting mantras. Those are secondary, It's just a method. But the principal thing is the mind to imbue with this love and compassion, wisdom. These are the first very important. Therefore, if I read, last time as mentioned, I read the first Vajra statement, this called first Vajra statement, the innate disposition here mentioned that, or basic disposition, or mode of abiding. I said there are so many terminologies you can use those. Sometimes there's no real good English to communicate this profound and vast meaning of these Dharma teachings. For example, single intent, they say. Single intent. For me, it looks like very narrow mind, single. You cannot think anything else, just only one. Single intent. You have only single intent. That's it. But the Gongchik itself is more than that, Complete the Buddha's mind. That's called the complete Buddha's mind is the Gongchik, So please understand that, So that here mentioned that the natural state of the innate or basic disposition, basic real nature, or abiding of all phenomena was taught that, what taught meant Buddha taught that. So we have done that. Now here, second here, what is the 80,000 Dharma divisions are one method for the accomplishing Buddhahood, you see. If I read this, it is said, although there are 84,000 divisions of the Dharma, there are taught, meaning Buddha taught, as one method for accomplishing Buddhahood. There are some scholars, some individuals say there are 84,000 types of door to enter into the enlightenment. So anyone can enter into this, into any one of them, one of the 84,000. But here, as Buddha taught, there are 84, briefly, there are 84,000 types of mental afflictions. For the remedy of this, to purify these 84,000 types of the mental afflictions, obscurations, delusions, Buddha taught 84,000 types of the teachings. That's what it means. No? That's what Jitosumgun clarifies the confusion of some scholars who cannot communicate well. So they are saying, thus, like the tool of a carpenter or the medicine that cures diseases. So I'm giving two examples. The carpenter's tool and the doctor's medicine. When the carpenter builds a house, he or she needs all the different types of tools. One is not enough. One tool is not enough, Just to make a table, you need so many different types of tools. See, to make a door, window, table, floor, all this using big table, small table, all these different types of to make. They have different tools to nail, to pull up the nail, all those things. So like medicine as well. When you have some eye problem, there's eye medicine. Ear problem, there's ear medicine. There's stomach problem, there's a stomach problem. There's heart problem, there's heart medicine. So one medicine cannot use for all, you see. So likewise, when you have anger, how to handle the anger, how to handle the pride, how to handle jealousy, how to handle the attachment. So there are so many mental afflictions. As you see, every day, how many thoughts are coming. Every moment, how many thoughts are coming, one after another. Non-stop, you cannot stop. You know, if you try to stop, you become crazy. So you have to let flow, you know. But to handle these things carefully, then there's each different method, remedies for the thought, you see. Make sense? So that's why it's very, very important. So this all 84,000, the doors of the teachings Buddha taught, they are included into the three categories. It's called three pitakas. No? The Vinaya, the Sutra, and Abhidharma. See. So these three are purposely put together to handle the three portions. No? So that how we sentient beings in the samsara have these kind of cause of suffering which dominates our life. So this is very important, that what kind of limitation we have, what kind of weakness we have. No? So reflect on this. When the mind is fully occupied, these different types of mental afflictions, we have nothing but suffering, confusion. No? And these mental afflictions cannot go away by having good food. They will not go away by wearing good clothes or having good place to stay. They become more aggressive, more fresh. So we have to have the Dharma, this wisdom of the Buddha and the compassion. See? That's why Dharma is indispensable, that we need in these 21st centuries. You can hear in the world nowadays, people have a lot of mental problems, psychological problems everywhere. Then we use a lot of drugs, which are illegal in the country. Then there's those people who are using drugs due to ignorance, due to delusion, due to desperation, and they go, even risk their life and suffer so much, you know. So when you have Dharma, then there's a bit more chance. So first, that's what Buddha say, look at the suffering, and then cause of the suffering. Avoid all the cause of suffering if you don't desire the suffering. You know, to free from all the desire of the suffering, you have to work with the cause of suffering. It's not enough just complaining about the suffering. Complaining about the suffering is not the solution. It's the beginning to acknowledge, to see it in the world. Then you put all in the jail, prison, those people just for shortcoming, just for just a solution. If in the whole country put emphasis on this, how to avoid these mental afflictions, first to recognize these different types of mental afflictions, and then so how to handle them, talked in the school, talked in the university, how beautiful that will be. No, it's not just a belief system. It's not a Buddhist thing. It's universal. But it's Buddha taught that. But you don't have to use Buddha. You can take the Buddha's wisdom into you. No, don't take Buddha on your shoulder. But you bring the Buddha's wisdom, compassion into you, and utilize for whole society, for whole country. That's what GONGCHIK is. Not treating as a Buddhism. No, the GONGCHIK teaching, as Buddha taught, is not just a religion. No, Jiddu said, this teaching is taught for all the sentient beings. It comes there, the one of the vital statement. So that's why this here is mentioned, Now, if even a single one is missing, then its respective work is left undone. There's so many sickness that now need medicine for each of these. If one is missing the medicine, and that sickness cannot be cured. So need all the different types of medicine for all the different types of sickness that one has. That's why you see there are some people taking a whole, so many handful of pill you're taking, This is good for this, this is good for this, this is good for this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, Sometimes it's not so good, you say, But anyhow, that's the reality nature, our understanding. So 84,000 divisions of the Dharma are taught as a remedy, you see, for the 84,000 kleshas, meaning mental afflictions, delusions of the base of the sentient beings. There is no other method for a single person to become enlightened. With a single method, one cannot achieve enlightenment. One single medicine cannot help to all the different types of disease. With a single tool cannot build a house. You just say one, a builder brings one single tool, say, I will build whole building, It's not possible, The root of the klesha is ignorance. So all these mental afflictions are based on the ignorance, not understanding. Ignorance is confusion, it's a delusion, but it's very smart as a mission. Very smart. Some ignorant people are very smart. Just for example, making the weapons. How powerful weapons one can make to destroy whole world. If one is not so smart, how you can make it? So other way around, in the confusion, very smart to making all the cause of suffering. Now wisdom, another side, that can become the such a great method to to dissipate all the mental delusions, take care of all the mental afflictions. So that's why when you realize emptiness, Mahamudra, then you can take care of all the mental delusions. But before to reach that, first we need all those other causes and conditions to get to that level. Ignorance, to abandon that, one has to meditate on emptiness, which is free of elaborations. The division of the Dharma are taught as the remedy for the clashes. Through them, the perfection of the samadhi, retention, convenience. So means when you go through these methods, practices, then one get all the opportunities. Samadhi means meditative state, very powerful mind, relaxed, calm abiding, one-pointed mind with virtue, not non-virtue, and retention, all the great qualities within that samadhi. Then such a mental power. Things, zong, mindfulness, all those great mindfulness manifest from the samadhi, meditative concentration, and confidence. Top is actually courage, ability, And then it's got pure doors. Then it becomes a door to see things precisely, without confusion, and conduct pure conduct. Means avoiding all the non-virtuous action, physically, mentally, and all the products are pure, peace, on the base, on the virtue. This is called conduct, morality, and completely pure aspiration prayers means on the base of love and compassion and bodhicitta. You desire all the peace and happiness, nothing but peace and happiness to every sentient beings. When the mind is occupied by the three mental afflictions, the three poisons, as mentioned, then there is no pure aspiration. The aspiration is just negative, only cause of suffering. So aspiration, prayer, based on love and compassion, bodhicitta, that becomes pure. Physically, mentally, you want to do everything good, nothing but good, pure. So then powers. Abandonment, that which need to be purified, all the obscurations, and realization, realizing the nature, realizing the nature of the samsara, realizing the nature of the nirvana as it is. Through this, then you can abandon all the cause of suffering. And then you see, and complete Buddhahood will appear, means as a result, then enlightenment is there. So that you see, that's called one achieves nirvana in the cessation, in the absence of the desire, attachment. When this aversion, delusions cease to exist, and that's nirvana. When they all three, these three portions are Gokpa, achieve this cessation, cease to exist. All these three portions are absent, cease to exist. That's the Buddhahood. And it's the refuge of all the sentient beings. So that's why Buddha becomes an object of refuge, because these mental afflictions are totally purified. See, that's why we take refuge in the Buddha. We take refuge in the Buddha because Buddha has all this perfection of the wisdom and the compassion. So Buddha never, Buddha never deceived others, because no need to deceive. Buddha himself or herself is fully perfected, free from all the suffering, and achieve the perfect state of the enlightenment, the total peace and happiness. So we should understand that Buddha is the state, Dhammakaya, the absence of all the mental delusions, including these three portions. So, usually I say, like here I'm drinking orange juice, it's so delicious. So I'm attached to this, So since I'm attached to this, if somebody takes away, I will never let go. See, even I need to fight. I fight for this, and there's a suffering, you see. If I have no attachment, if somebody comes, take this orange juice, so I say, let go. There's no problem, no suffering. So attachment is grasping, holding back, and aversion is getting rid of what you dislike. So they fight each other on the basis of ignorance. Ignorance because I have the self-grasping. I know the self-grasping. That, I aggrandize the self-grasping. Stronger, bigger, becomes very sensitive, very fragile. Then the attachment and aversion, they're playing with this. So this, they are working together very well. One individual to suffer. So that's what they're called. There are three cronies. They discuss, they're talking so much each other to give the suffering to individual like me, Then, so if there's no wisdom, no compassion, they occupy all the space in our heart. When we have wisdom, compassion, and they have very little space. So that's how Buddha talked to all of us. Everybody, we need that. It makes sense? I mentioned this, other time, in the 400 stanzas of the Ayadeva, the person who is possessed by demons, evil spirits, always expresses anger because due to the possession of the evil spirits. The doctor or who helps him, that individual knows that person's condition. Even though that person who is possessed by the evil spirits expresses anger, very destructive, and the doctor has such a great compassion, empathy. This person does this because this person has no authority, power to maintain his mind due to these conditions, evil spirits. So doctor will try all the best to heal that person out of wisdom, out of compassion. So likewise, Buddha sees all the mental afflictions as an enemy, like evil spirit. But you see, sentient beings are not the enemy. Sentient beings are really subject of love and compassion because they are suffering so much. They want to be free from suffering. They don't want suffering. They want peace and happiness. But these enemies, when they are possessed in our heart, then not allowing to have total peace and happiness. So that's why all this Buddha taught all these teachings. Instead of resting in the nirvana, Buddha manifests in the samsara. Like Shakyamuni Buddha. When you read his life story, how much he worked hard dealing with the individuals, people. There are so many crazy people at the time of Buddha as well. Some have such a great envy, jealous. Some are very aggressive. But Buddha deal all those individuals, risking